Have you ever felt that everyone around you didn't quite fit with who you are? That there was a different pulse beating inside you? A melody that the outside world simply couldn't hear? I know you have. I know because that feeling is a signature, a fingerprint marking you as someone destined to seek more. You are here, reading this, not by chance. There is a profound reason, buried beneath the layers of everyday life, that has brought you directly to this moment, to this intimate conversation between you and mystery. This is not a mere exploration of a legend. It is an expedition into the center of your own consciousness, a recognition of your cosmic lineage. I want you to think of that day, the day when routine felt heavier, grayer than usual. The day you lifted your gaze and the silhouette of a mountain, the glow of a distant star, or even a simple news item online called you with an urgency you could not ignore. That call, for some of us, resonates with the name of a place, Cerro Uritorco. But the mountain, though magnetic and powerful, is only the gateway, a natural beacon. What we are truly searching for, what you and I need to find, lies beneath its shadow, in its secret depths, the city of the Urks. Let that word, Urks, settle in your mind. It is more than a name. It is an acronym. According to the first contactees, it means Encounter of Cosmic Sidereal Remnants, an echo of a civilization said not to be of this time or planet, but of a much older lineage, perhaps from Lemuria or Atlantis, which withdrew before the Great Cataclysm. Imagine this. While humanity stumbled through its stone and bronze ages, a city existed on a vibration so high that it became invisible, unreachable to superficial eyes. Think of the immense wisdom and, above all, the discipline required to achieve such a feat. Removing an entire civilization from view, not out of fear of conquest, but from a deep understanding of cosmic cycles and the inevitable vibrational decline that was coming. It is said that its inhabitants, beings of light, or perhaps a species far older than ours, chose a refuge in the heart of Argentina, a natural energy vortex to preserve crucial knowledge for the future of the planet. Visualize the geography. We are in Capilla del Monte, in the province of Córdoba. This is no ordinary place. This region is famous for its quartz-rich geological formations, the master crystal, a piezoelectric mineral that resonates and amplifies energy. Cerro Uritorco, the central peak, thus becomes a gigantic transducer, a natural antenna pointing to the cosmos. The city of the Urks, according to contactees and mystics, is located precisely within this energetic matrix. It is an underground city, a metropolis that exists in a parallel but superimposed dimension, sustained by the region's powerful crystalline energy. It is not a hideout, it is a vibrational refuge. Its mission? To wait. For whom? For you. For those with the right pulse, the mental frequency necessary to attune to its existence. The most specific legend says that Urks is a sanctuary for ancestral knowledge, a spiritual database containing the true history of humanity and the cosmos. Its inhabitants, often described as tall, slender beings with large, luminous eyes, do not age as we do. They have transcended the duality of life and death as we understand it. They are humanity's elder brothers, and their presence is not a threat, but a promise of what human race is destined to become. Now, close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath. You are with me, in Capilla del Monte, under a sky that seems larger, deeper. Feel the earth beneath your feet, land charged with quartz and legends. Feel that electric hum in the air, that subtle difference in atmosphere that tells you are standing on something significant. We are not looking for stone ruins. What we seek is an interdimensional entrance, a portal of consciousness that, they say, only opens for those ready to receive the message. And the truth is this: if you have come this far, if you are listening to me, you are more than ready. This quest, your quest, is not about finding a place on a map. It is about finding a forgotten part of yourself, a part that the Urks have been guarding in your name. You are about to rewrite your own story using the legend of Urks as the master key. Your journey to Urks begins with a redefinition of reality. Forget about the physics of solid matter. Here, distance is not measured in kilometers, but in the coherence of your heart. Access is not granted by a ticket, but by the purity of your intention. The barrier is not a fence, but a vibrational veil, a law of resonance. The most powerful legend surrounding Urks is that of the underground temples. These are not mere caves, they are vast crystalline structures, domes that shine with their own light, illuminated by an energy source that produces no heat, only a soft, constant luminescence, described by some as cold light. These temples are said to be connected by a network of internal tunnels stretching under the region, forming a circulatory system that pumps vital energy, acting as the spiritual heart, not only of South America, but of the planetary light grid. Imagine yourself there now, standing at the supposed entrance. This point is often located around Uritorco, but also on the neighboring hill known as Pajarillo. You feel a hum, not in your ears, but in your chest, in your solar plexus, that center of personal power. The air is dense, filled with the scent of damp earth and something else, metallic and clean, like the static electricity of a storm that never comes. What stops you is not a steel door, but a frequency barrier, a kind of coherence shield. The guardians of Urks do not prevent your entry out of malice. They wait. They wait for your vibration to rise sufficiently, for your emotional and mental bodies to align so that the transition is smooth, so that your body and mind can endure the intensity of their reality, a reality of fourth or fifth dimension. What would you do if you could cross? What would you seek? The story says that inside Urks is not only the library of cosmic wisdom, an Akashic record preserved in quartz and crystal lights. They also guard legendary objects of human power, relocated for preservation. Mentioned among them are the crystal scepter of command, a staff that does not grant dominion, but harmonizes and balances planetary energies, and the golden solar disk, or Ioma, said not to be a physical object, but a condensation of pure energy, a holographic matrix. Its purpose is threefold. It acts as a mirror, reflecting the deepest truth of the viewer, as an inexhaustible energy source for the city, and as an intergalactic communicator capable of opening communication portals with other stellar civilizations. Think of the power this represents, not for war, but for enlightenment. The purpose of these artifacts is not to rule, but to remind humanity of its cosmic origin. And most astonishing of all, many mystics and contactees claim the disk is not immovably owned by the Urks, but is waiting for its rightful human custodian, a being who has completed the awakening process, who has transcended the cycle of duality, and is ready to take custodianship of the planet. Could that be you? The answer is not in your resume, but in the sincerity of your heart. It is an invitation to spiritual royalty. The phenomenon is not just a local legend, it is inextricably tied to the UFO phenomenon that has made Capilla del Monte famous worldwide, especially since the 1986 Huella del Pajarillo incident. Set aside skepticism for a moment and allow yourself to consider the connection deeply. What if the lights in the sky, those impossible and silent movements documented by hundreds of witnesses, are not crafts coming from faraway space, but vehicles entering and leaving a parallel dimension anchored just beneath you, using the Uritorco vortex as a transit point? The testimonies are consistent, and this is what gives the story its strength. People from all walks of life have reported sightings of motherships that seem to descend directly on Uritorco or Pajarillo, or emerge from the area. But what sets Urks apart is contact on a deeper level. There are individuals who claim to have been taken.
Every step you take toward awareness, every act of compassion, every moment of inner silence, all of it echoes through the crystalline corridors of the City of Light. You are not separate from it. You are its surface extension. The Urks are not waiting beneath the ground. They are waiting inside you. That's the secret the mountain whispers to those who dare to climb it in silence. The ascent is not only physical, it's symbolic. Every rock you step on, every gust of wind that strikes your face, every heartbeat pounding in your chest during the climb is part of the initiation. Many who have gone up the mountain describe a moment, usually near the summit, when the world seems to fall quiet. The wind stops, the sounds of birds fade, and for a few seconds the entire mountain feels alive, as if it were breathing with you. That is when it happens. You feel as if the ground beneath your feet hums softly, like a subtle frequency that your body recognizes instinctively. Some report seeing flashes of light. Others feel a sudden weightlessness or tears well up for no reason. Those are the first signs that the door of Urks is near. But the door is not made of stone. It is made of vibration. If your intention is pure, not driven by curiosity or vanity, but by the deep desire to remember who you are, then that frequency responds. It recognizes you. At that moment, the legends say, the boundary between worlds blurs. You are no longer just a visitor of Capilla del Monte. You become part of its memory. Those who claim to have entered Urks never describe it the same way. Some speak of vast corridors carved from luminous crystal, like frozen light. Others say they walked through tunnels that pulse as if alive, like the veins of the earth. Some describe domes, suspended in midair, filled with melodies that seem to sing your very thoughts back to you. All of them, however, agree on one thing. There is no fear there, only profound recognition, like finding a home you never knew you had lost. The beings of Urks, tall, radiant, of eyes that see through you, communicate not with words, but with frequency. Their language is pure meaning. It bypasses thought and reaches directly into the heart. One look, they say, is enough to know everything about you, not as judgment, but as understanding. They call you brother, sister, traveler of the surface. They tell you that you have been here before, that your soul once walked these halls before choosing to return to the surface to help awaken others. You remember, if only for a moment. The feeling of being human returns afterward, heavy, confusing, but something within you stays lit, a spark that will not extinguish again. That's why many who return from Uritorco are never the same. They might not have photos, proof, or artifacts to show, but their gaze changes. They walk slower. They speak with more intention. It's as if they've seen something eternal, because they have. Let's be honest, whether Urks exists in physical reality or in a higher frequency doesn't matter as much as what it awakens in you. The real portal is your consciousness, The real city is the one you are building inside. When you meditate, when you breathe in gratitude, when you forgive someone who hurt you, you are rebuilding Urks in your own microcosm. You are attuning your cells to the same crystalline frequency of that hidden city. You become part of the network. That's how the light spreads, not from spaceships, but from hearts, from ordinary people who remember that they are extraordinary. That is why if you ever go to Capilla del Monte, not as a tourist, but as a pilgrim, don't look down searching for footprints. Look inward, because the true Huella del Pajarillo, the true mark left by light, is the one that remains in you after the journey. Urks is not a myth to be proven. It is a message to be lived. You are the living proof. And maybe, just maybe, that's why you're reading these words right now. Because part of you already remembers. Because part of you has been waiting centuries to hear the call again. The mountain doesn't summon everyone. It only calls those who have a mission to fulfill. And now you know that mission. It's simple but immense. To awaken. To be the bridge between the visible and the invisible. To remind the world, through your presence, through your creations, through your love, that the light was never lost, only forgotten. So the next time you close your eyes, imagine that quartz mountain beneath the stars. Feel its pulse synchronize with yours. That vibration, that quiet hum, is not coming from outside. It's you. You are the mountain. You are the doorway. You are Urks.